place, right?
What was the evidence?
We've seen videos of how do you call them, PVCs thrown on the highway, thrown out at the highway. We've seen videos of PVCs stashed in water channels, and most of these PVCs belong to Southerners, right? Now we've seen videos of PVCs buried somewhere and mistakenly dug up. Who's doing all that? Who has access to that amount of PVCs? Who but INEC? Who in this country has access to that number of PVCs belonging to Nigerians, electorates, who have been disenfranchised and who are going to be disenfranchised? And nobody's actually talking about this. Now, the point is, that's one way they're trying to rig the election, by destroying PVCs. Now, on the other hand, something else is happening. They're telling us now that millions of PVCs registered in the last 10 months are invalid. Now, if the new registrations, millions of new registrations are invalid, whose fault is that?
The INEC said that the last registration 10 months ago,
yes, millions of registrations are already invalid. INEC has said that.
Really?
Yes. Millions are already going to be disenfranchised. So the point is, if these registrations are invalid, who caused them to be invalid? Now, that is INEC, right? And so if it's a fault from your system or a fault from your office, then what you should do to ensure that you do not disenfranchise the Nigerian electorate is to give them another chance to get re-registered, either by extending the date or moving the election, so that to ensure that no Nigerian is disenfranchised. But INEC is playing a game and nobody's asking INEC questions. Now let me let you know what I know about the electoral process. The other way this election is going to be rigged is that every device that's going to be used in this election is programmable. Now the question is, who supplies the equipment and who programmed them? Labour Party is not talking about this. Of course, PDP and APC will never talk about it because it's always worked in their favor. Other political parties are not talking about that. Now, what we should be talking about now is to make sure that every process is free and fair. And so one of the things we should do now is to invite independent techies to come and run an integrity test on the equipment that are going to be used on 2023. Independent, not people from the UK government, not people from the American government, not people from the European Union, because all of these people are colluding to ensure that elections are rigged in Nigeria. I am telling you for a fact. And so we need to employ independent technological people, techies, to come and run an integrity test on our equipment to ensure that they've not been programmed to favor the ruling party. And so these are my concerns, that INEC is playing a funny game, and I guarantee you, mark my words if you're listening to me now, 2023 is going to be rigged and against Labour Party and Peterobi. But Nigerians should begin to think now what they are going to do when that happens, because is it going to happen? It's going to happen. Peterobi is a major threat to PDP and APC. They are having sleepless nights. And so the talk in the airwaves is Peterobi, Peterobi, Peterobi. Right now they're trying to invalidate his emergence as the Labour Party candidate. As though that is not enough, they're also asking INEC to ban him for accepting diaspora funding. What's wrong with accepting diaspora funding? These diasporans are Nigerians who have contributed on a yearly basis billions of dollars to the Nigerian economy through remittances. And so they're good enough to give you remittances that is actually the stronghold of your economy right now, because the remittances are much more than what we're gaining from our single earning product, which is crude oil. The major income from right now for Nigeria is coming from diaspora remittances. And so you've denied them votes. You've said in the National Assembly that even though they are Nigerians, that they are not qualified to vote. So their money is good for Nigeria, but their votes are not good for Nigeria. And now they can't vote, but they want to support the candidate financially. And you're now saying ban the candidate because he's received money from Nigerians living overseas. This is hate. These people want to ensure that Nigeria continues to live in abject poverty and Nigerians continue to suffer. And so, Charles, I say again, 2023 is going to be rigged. I'm still going to explain to you why I know it's going to be rigged. Peterobi is not just running against APC and PDP. Peterobi is running against the West.